It is Friday, April 1st in the NBA, and I'm back with my 3 best picks of the day. Yo, what's going on, everyone? This is Austin from Calling Our Shot. After going on an 11-0 run, we gave back a little yesterday as we went 1-2. Our best bet of the day, Joel Embiid, easily cashes in the third quarter. Then Giannis lost on the hook as he ends with 14 rebounds. Chris Middleton gets ejected. Andre Drummond misses a free throw. Seth Curry airballs a shot at the end of the game. Not much we could do about that one. And then Trae Young also, which we have a new shirt. We have a Trae Young shirt now in the building. He goes under, and not his fault. He gets injured, and he doesn't play a minute in the fourth quarter. So not much you can do about that. He ends again on the hook. But either way, we're going to keep pushing on. Now, we always subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. We appreciate all the people coming to the community. I think we're closing in on 30,000 subscribers. Think about 640 away. I believe in you guys. Hit that subscribe button if you are new. I want to do a short recap for the month of March. We're always going to be transparent for you guys. We obviously know if you've been here for a while, you know in February we were ridiculous. We were 56 and 28 up over 14 units. We're in 66% of our plays. Not a surprise to see March go a little bit down. We were 46 and 49 overall. Obviously, that run at the end of the month did help us out. Down a little over 7 units. I know it's not the best March, but roughly 50-50 for after having a great month of February. Not too bad, not great. We're going to continue to be transparent. We're not the best sports bettors in the world. We're just here to have fun, share our picks, and hopefully make some money along with you guys in the community. Either way, April, we got the start of the NBA playoffs coming up in a couple weeks, so definitely keep your head down, do that research, bankroll manage. Those are the most important things, and also important things, COS All-Stars. We appreciate all you guys out there that have become a COS All-Star, all the existing, the former, the whatever you are. If you did become a COS All-Star, we appreciate it. It means a lot to us. If you want to support us, become an All-Star, you can click the join button on the channel or the link in the pinned comment down below. Sometimes a little bit finicky if you're on like your web browser on your phone, a little bit weird, but it helps us do the videos for free, helps us support us for all the research we do for you guys. So consider hitting that join button or the link in the pinned comment. Look, there's no better time to become an All-Star than April 1st, beginning of the month. Our newest All-Stars, Jake is here, Jack, Devin, David, Rashawn, Hayden, Andre, Will to Change, Ryan, Daniel, Moni, Roscoe, Lil Juan, Matthew, and Roberto. We appreciate it again. We can't do this channel without you guys, so thank you all to all the COS All-Stars out there. All of you, we really mean it a ton. So thank you guys for all your support. You also get the plays an hour early, and you'll probably start getting them a little bit even earlier as the MLB season starts, because we'll have a little bit change when the videos are uploaded. Either way, thank you again. Now, just to remind everyone, you can now download the videos and the audio podcast on different podcast platforms like Spotify and Apple. If you're listening to the podcast on a podcast platform as I speak, I appreciate you. Thanks for downloading the podcast. My last 2 notes. Notice the long intro. We have 2 exclusive Sportsbook sign-up bonuses. They're both linked down below. The first one, you get a free $200 with Caesars if you just sign up and you bet $20 on any college basketball game. There's 2 Final Four games. We'll have a separate video for that posted later tonight. So definitely get amped up for that. If your team scores a point, you win. So it's another $200 basically free. The other one I really do like, you get an $1,100 risk-free bet up to if you sign up for Caesars using a link down below. It's basically if you have $1,100, you can throw it in there. You can throw it on a bet. If it loses, you'll get your money back, and then you'll probably have to wager it to get that money and be able to withdraw it, but still a cool one. We have a bunch of other sportsbook sign-up bonuses for FanDuel, DraftKings, all that stuff, all linked down below. Use those links. Great way to support the channel. I know it's a long intro. Let's get into my best bet of the day. Like I said, Final Four video will be posted later tonight. College basketball, not my specialty, but we're going to still get into it. Today we're taking Luka Magic. We're taking Luka Doncic, boy wonder, over 46.5 PRAs, minus 125 on DraftKings. Now, over 47.5, super good. Happy with that bet. That bet is minus 154 on Sharper Books, and so I think that's a good indicator that they do like this over. Now, look, I expect this line to be 47.5. By the time majority of you guys might be watching the video, and that's fine. I love 47.5. Totally fine with that. Don't see him ended on 47, although he has ended on 47 in the past, and we know books are super sharp as the days go on, but I still think 47.5 perfectly fine. Now, we saw Luka in March relaxing a little bit. He was just kind of like, whatever. Post All-Star break, I'm just going to relax. And then last 3 games, he's like, oh, crap, the playoffs are here, and I got to start turning it on. My team needs some wins. And over the last 3 games, he's cranked it up. And tonight, he gets a former matchup against a former teammate, the Wizards, and Kristaps Porzingis. Now, his last 3 games, we've seen him have 47, so obviously would have been on the hook for some 47.5 players, but he only had 4 rebounds in that game. He'll get more than that tonight, but 47, 58, and 57 PRAs his last 3. Wizards haven't been a good defense over the last 10 games. Pretty middle of the pack with Kristaps. And look, in Luka's last 2 games against Wizards, he's had 33 points, 4 rebounds, and 10 assists for 47 PRAs, another 47. Like I said, you barely cashed the hook for the 46.5. Bettors be on the hook on the negative way for 47.5. But then he also had 31 points, 12 rebounds, and 20 assists for 63 PRAs against them. Look, this over-under is 220.5, which is pretty high for a Mavericks game. Normally they're in the 210s, the low 210s. But today, I think we'll see a higher scoring game. We've seen the Mavs blowing out, or at least winning by double digits the past couple games. So if the Wizards can hang around, keep this game a little bit close, which they've been doing for the large part of the last couple weeks, I think they can do that. So we'll be taking a little bit of revenge against his former teammate and Kristaps Porzingis, a guy that was rumored that didn't really have the best of relationships. So I think we see Luka have another great show as he gears up for the NBA playoffs. And I think we see Luka go over 46.5 PRAs, over 47.5 PRAs. If you need an individual line, I'd take his points line. Now let's move on to another guy. Damian Jones, over 22.5 PRAs, minus 122 on Barstool. Like, what who the heck? Austin, who the heck are you talking about? And look, I get it. He's the starting center for the Sacramento Kings. And before I answer your other questions of why we're taking it, Barstool was the only book at 22.5 PRAs this morning. FanDuel had it at 23.5. No other book had a line for Damian Jones. So I like it up to 23.5, 24.5. Honestly, this is probably one of my best bets of the day, but I know a lot of you probably won't bet on Damian Jones. I don't blame you, but here's a couple of different reasons why. Now, the Kings back taking on the Rockets today, and while I do like Davion Mitchell today, a guy we played on Wednesday, I'm going to go with Damian Jones today because I think you'll see Davion as a very popular play. I don't really like to take a lot of popular plays. Now, Damian Jones, like I said, starting center for the Kings, Sabonis and Rashawn Holmes both out, and today's matchup for Houston literally couldn't get any better. I could go out there and probably get 20 PRAs against them if I was the starting center versus the Houston Rockets, because over the last 15 games, Rockets allowed the most points per game to opposing centers, the 6th most rebounds per game to centers, and the 2nd most assists per game to centers. It's no reason Damian Jones just had 24 points, 9 rebounds, and 5 assists for 37 PRAs against this team. Or actually 38 PRAs. I did my math wrong. That's how bad they are versus very Rockets team on Wednesday. While I don't expect him necessarily to get 5 assists again, that's going to be a very unlikely for him. Still, he did have 20 rebound chances, only converted 9 of them. So he doesn't have the best conversion rate for rebound chances, but the fact that he had 20 of them is a good sign. Now, look, he's played 34 minutes in that game, and he's played 25 plus minutes in all the games that Sabonis has been out. Should again see 25 plus today. Now, look, you can look at centers over. Here's the month of March. Here are centers against the Houston Rockets that played 25 plus minutes. Obviously, Damian Jones, 38 PRAs. Obviously, Jakob Poeltl, he's had 30 PRAs. Then we saw Drew Eubanks have 32 and 24, hitting the over in both of those games. Goga Badatse, 35. DeAndre Ayton, 34. Jonas Valanciunas, 45. Look, I'm not going to repeat all these guys. I'll put them on the screen. You can see it. Every single one of them easily clear this over. And while I'm not necessarily saying Damian Jones is the best center in the NBA, far from that, but I still do think he gets 25 plus minutes against the worst defense in the NBA, a team that allows the most points per game in the NBA, and I think he could easily hit this over in points alone, just like he did last game. So I'll be riding with him. I think he gets it done. Take Damian Jones over 22.5 PRAs. I like it at 23.5. I have no idea what other books will post the line at, so if it goes down, who knows? I'm still taking it. Damian Jones, we're riding with you, buddy. Now I interrupt this spread program to give you guys, or not this program, to give you my spread lean of the day. And while there are a couple bets out there, and you guys know I hate betting spreads, and the people that are listening on the podcast and you're new to the channel, I don't like betting spreads. They feel fixed in the NBA, super hard to predict. And so today, yesterday I give out Hawks minus 5.5. Today, if I had a spread lean, Thunder plus 4.5. I know. BU. I don't want to put my reputation on that bet, and I don't blame you. That's why I won't have any money on it. But look, there's 2 things I learned in the month of March. Number 1, the Pistons, the best underdog team in NBA history. They are unstoppable, and they are just a force to be reckoned with. And number 2, the Pistons, when they're favorites, fade them. Fade them at all costs, because I don't think they've won as favorites. I don't know their exact against the spread record as a favorite, but when they're a favorite, no. They don't feel right. So they're laying an egg today. Well, I'm not sticking my reputation on the OKC Thunder, which is full of a bunch of me and you and a bunch of people watching the videos. I still do think they could potentially win this game outright because it makes absolutely no sense. So I'd stick away from that Pistons-Thunder game. Just a personal tip for you guys. Now, either way, let's keep it rolling. That's a spread lean. I'm not going to make it an official play, but just what I'm feeling for spreads today. Now, my final play of the day, then we'll talk about a couple leans. Anthony Edwards, over 7.5 rebounds plus assists, minus 110 on points bet. Now, I do like his PRA line. It's 27.5 if I'm not mistaken, but I do like the rebounds and assists a little bit more. If you need an individual stat, probably lean towards over in assists, and you'll understand why in a second. Now, hopefully I'm not a little bit late to the Ant-Man party because Ant-Man has been crushing this prop since he returned from injury. Now, over the last 10 games, he got injured right at the beginning of March, then returned and only played a couple minutes in the first return game. But over the last 10 games, here's what he's done. He's averaged 4.2 assists per game on 8.4 assist chances and 5.4 rebounds per game on 8.9 assist chances. So 9.6 rebounds plus assists a game, 17.3 rebound plus assist chances. All we need today is 8, and I think he can get that done. Now, like I said, over the last 10 games, Edwards hits over 9 of them. In his last 3, he's at 10, 11, and 12. So on the right today, he gets 13. And while there have been a lot of these games that the Timberwolves have been getting blown out, and today they're taking on the Nuggets, a team that really hasn't been that good as of late. Now, in his last 4 games against Denver, he's at 2, 6, 12, and 12 rebounds plus assists. So the 2 is a little concerning. He only played 26 minutes in that one. Only shot 8 times, had like 5 points and 2 assists. I think he was just off that game. He didn't register a single rebound. Now the 6, not great either. It was a game that he scored 38 points, shot 10 for 14 from 3. No need for him to pass the ball. But over recently, we've seen kind of D'Angelo Russell really struggle, and we've seen Patrick Beverley struggle as well. So we've seen Ant-Man step up, and he's second on the team in assist chances. Now, over the last 7 games, Nuggets allowed the second most assists per game in the NBA overall. And well, like I said, the majority of that goes to point guards. And normally, that's just because point guards average the most assist chances on the team, and that's why they're going to get the most assists in a plus matchup. But Edwards is only averaging 2.5 less assist chances than D'Angelo Russell over the last 10 games. And sharper books like his over 3.5 assists at minus 136 compared to plus 100 on most sportsbooks. They also like his over 4.5 rebounds, which is currently plus 145 on some sportsbooks. They like it at plus 100. So I think Ant-Man could get it done for us. I'm going to count on him over 7.5 rebounds plus assists. I don't really know which one you want to take. I like this rebounds if you can get it at 3.5, but it's probably going to be 4.5. So then maybe, and 3.5 is a little bit juiced. So consider doing whatever you want with it. I do like Ant-Man over 7.5 rebounds plus assists. We'll be riding with him. Now, my final play, and well, that is my final official play. We might add a couple plays that as the day goes on, so definitely check that pinned comment section down below or on YouTube, and follow us on Twitter, of course. But I looked at Kevin Porter Jr. over in PRAs. The man's coming off a 30-point triple-double. We obviously know the Rockets taking on the Kings. Kings don't have much of a better defense, so don't Kings fans out there, don't be laughing at the Rockets' bad defense. Yours ain't much better. But we just saw him have a 30-point triple-double. We know Christian Wood, Eric Gordon, and Dennis Schroeder are all out, and it's really just him and Jalen Green running the show, and he should play big minutes, continue to shoot well. Not sure what line he'll get. Same speaking of Jalen Green, I like his over in points as well today. I just don't know what their lines will be. I have no idea. They could juice up the lines like crazy. Expect Jalen Green to be a little bit more juiced up than a guy like Kevin Porter Jr., who's very volatile, but still, Kevin Porter Jr., I think he can get it done. Like I said, a 30-point triple-double. I've been looking heavily at his PRA line. We'll see exactly if we take it. Now, my final lean of the day, Chris Paul over 10.5 assists. Now, Chris Paul do some positive regression for the people that bet his points plus assists his last game. I'm sorry, he didn't deserve it. He had 23 potential assists, only 8 actual assists. His teammates were launching bricks out there, but I don't really like taking over 10.5 assists. Really, the 10.5 line kind of spooks me. It's a really high line. It's hard to get 11 assists in the NBA, and honestly, assist numbers can be a little bit sketchy because you never know with the statisticians at the games, which, spoiler, fun fact, I wanted to be a statistician when I went to college. But either way, maybe I had 1 or 2 of those guys down below in the pinned comment section. Definitely check it out. Again, reminder about that Caesars promo, my personal favorite, that $1,100 risk-free bet. Both of the things are down below in the description, but as of right now, our 3 official plays, we got Ant-Man over 7.5 rebounds plus assists. Number 2, we got obviously Damian Jones, the GOAT, over 22.5 PRAs. And number 3, best bet of the day, Luka Doncic, over 46.5 PRAs. Like those lines up 1, except for probably Ant-Man. I probably wouldn't take it at 8.5, but he likes to finish on 8 on the dot a lot. But either way, long video, long intro. Either way, this has been Austin. I'll catch you guys again on Saturday. Happy April. Let's have a profitable month. See you in the next one. Peace.